Hey folks, this is Nick Roth, your Family Planning Data Coordinator. In this video, we are going to be talking about iCare reports. Now, in this specific segment, we're going to talk about how to run reports. Now, there are numerous reports in iCare, and what we're going to do for you is kick out a resource document that gives you all of the numbers of the reports, where you can find them in the categories that we're going to view here in just a second, and then what exactly those reports kick out. We're going to give you specifics on what the data is. Is it counted by clinic visit? Is it counted by client number? There's a lot of reports in iCare, so what we want to do is make sure that you have in your hand a resource document that allows you to look at what each individual report can offer you. That way, you can take this training we're about to do, go in, run whatever reports you need for whatever sites or agency you are specifically working for, and then make the reports work for you. So let's go ahead and jump into iCare and take a look at just how to generally run reports and to get what you need out of that reporting system. So once you log into iCare, you're going to get a screen similar to this, and the reports feature is located here as well as up here. Either one works. I always use the left nav. I don't know why it's where I'm working usually as is. Now, there are two selections you can make here, and this one's a bit of a misnomer. This bottom one, the third-party extract report, that's actually something that we run internally for our third-party extract individuals. This would include the AIR report. Now, this is a feature we eventually want to build into iCare, so you can run your own AIR report and then fix your own extracts. But for now, for everybody, whether you are manual data entry or you are a third-party extract entity, you're going to want to click on iCare Data System as far as the report selection on this first selection goes. So go ahead and hit Select Program. Now this first drop-down is kind of a subset of different report types that you can get. You notice you have the federal reporting report on there. Now this is maybe different from what you may see depending on what your access is. However, you have quarterly reports on here, you have visits and checks, you have supplementals, and again, we're going to kick you out a document that lets you know what every report is available in iCare and what you can do with it. But for our demonstrating purposes here today, we're going to go ahead and do patient seen run quarterly. You'll note that you then have the drop table from there of how these reports are kind of subsetted out. And we're just going to go patients by age, poverty type, priority population. So, let's say we wanted to look at a quarter's worth of reports. So let's go ahead and put in 7/1/2014 of this year. And let's take that to, well, let's take it to September. Now you can run this report for any date range that you want. If you wanted to do a full year, you could do the 1/1/14 all the way to 12/31/14. But for this demonstration, we're just going to do a quarter. You'll note that when you select your site, we're going to use MCPN just as our example here right now. If you select your agency, you will have sites delineated below the site section over here. Now for however many sites you have, they'll line up and you can do a checkbox, and then you'll find that you can run these reports over your entire agency, over just a couple of sites, or you can run them agency-wide and click all 3 sites. So for this example, we are just going to use all 3 sites from MCPN. MCPN, thank you for volunteering to allow this data to be put out into just the demonstration of the report. So we're going to go ahead after you know that you have what you want selected. Now, if you just wanted one site, you could unclick these 2 and just get Alameda High School. If you want to click them both, then you have all 3 back in. You'll get data for all 3 sites. They'll be listed by site. So once you have your date parameters in, you've chosen your initial decision on what type of report you want, you've got your specific report, you've got your dates in, agency will be selected for you because that's your access amount. You'll hit submit. Now this is going to generate the report. Here's where you got to sit and kind of watch the application think a little bit. The reports are touching a whole bunch of data points. So they take a little bit to run. So if you just bear with it, it'll eventually pop you up into this kind of miniature screen. It gives you a bit of a preview of the report, and then there's a few steps from there. So once your report is done generating, you will get an output that looks similar to this. Now this is not exactly readable, not great to use, and that's why we have this exporting feature right up here. What we want you to do is select a format that you want it to be exported. We recommend that you use PDF. It is the cleanest. I think you get the best, most efficient use out of the PDF. So we're going to demonstrate that. You can do it in Excel. You can do it in a couple of other types. However, the PDF is definitely, I think, the most user-friendly of export types. So we're going to click on that. And then after we have our type of formatting selected, you want to click Export. And this is going to do two things. One, if you have the similar window setup that I have, it'll kick the report out to you in a demonstratable view right here. So you'll have it as its own individual website. The report will come up as a PDF that's launched in your browser. The other place it's going to come up is in your Downloads folder. So if you click on your folders, you should be able to find a Downloads folder that will look a little something like this. You'll see that your report is generated right to the top of your Downloads folder. Double click on that. That'll open up the PDF for you. You'll also note that it is downloaded on your toolbar below. If you double click on this, it'll bring it back up in the browser. From there you can save it. We recommend always that you put confidential information in a very secured place within your system. Some of these reports do contain PHI. There is client information on numerous of these reports, and again, we will let you know exactly which reports contain what, which ones have PHI in that resource document we'll kick out to you, which will be on the Hub resource page, as well as the YouTube page, as well as the family planning page. So just to reiterate on reports, they're found over here on your left nav. Click Reports. The most recently run will come back up. You can switch this by clicking into a different area. That'll give you that subset to run another report. You're going to make sure that you got the date parameters that you want. Those are based on clinic visit date. Make sure that you have all the sites that you want. Now, you may need to run individual reports for individual sites multiple times depending on your exact data needs. If you have any questions, you can always contact me, but that's just a general tutorial on how the reports are ran. And if you do need any additional information as to how to run reports, how to get the best data you want out of the iCare system, please email me, nicholas.roth@state.co.us. Thank you very much for your time and listening to the reports training. Have a good day.